Hello, and welcome to my Dan's top 5 games of 2014 with Amos.
Hello.
Okay, so by now you should have watched Amos's top 5 if you haven't.
If not, go watch it now.
Totally not an
Shithead.
in-video plug. But yeah, he has done his top 2014 5 games, so I'm going to do mine.
Before you say he did his top 20 in 2014 games. That's right, every game is his favourite games because he likes games.
Then no one can disagree.
Exactly.
But anyway, number 5 on my list is The Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
Bah, bah, bah.
And generally, I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the original Binding of Isaac and the content patch, content thing that you bought for like 30p that went with it, called Wrath of the Lamb, which added new stuff, like massively. It's a very fun game. I like it. And it's kind of, well, a roguelike, shootery ass, Zelda-y, dungeon-y, crawly thing. And it's great. Go look it up. But the Rebirth is basically a new game. It's the same game, but it's got more content and a different graphical style and new music and new levels and new bosses, and it's wrong to call it a remake because it isn't. It's a new game. And yeah, I just very much enjoyed it. It was on Amos's list as well, but
Yeah, I would make like comments, but
yeah.
Go watch the other video to see my opinion.
There's going to be so much crossover.
I'm winking now, but you can't tell on audio.
You're doing a good visual joke there on video with no video.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do. But yeah, Rebirth is great. I think we both agree that it's well worth the like 10 quid that it actually costs, even though it's like, oh no, 10 quid, but you can get the old one for 99p. Yeah, but it's better than the old one.
Yeah, get the new one. It's always there. It'll be on sale on Steam. Buy it. So yeah, that's where that sits at number 5. Number 4, I have put Shadow of Mordor.
Oh, I don't know anything about this one.
But I do, because I bought it and played it, and I frankly very much enjoyed it. The reason it sits at number 4 is because I bought it very recently, so I haven't had a huge amount of time to put into it, and also it's fairly limited. Like, you can do loads of stuff and make your own fun in it, but I don't know. There's only so much you can do. It's kind of like playing Assassin's Creed mixed with Arkham games for Batman in terms of gameplay, mixed with this sort of universe and story set in Middle-earth, which doesn't have any real interaction with the Lord of the Rings games and franchise, but it has this cool system where basically you kill orcs because, surprise surprise, you're a ranger and it's a Lord of the Rings game effectively. What else would you do? And occasionally, when you kill an orc, he may come back very angry at you that you cut him in places that's bad. And yeah, you basically end up creating people who want to fuck you over because you tried to kill them. And it makes for quite an interesting world where you'll go around, you'll be minding your own business, slaying some orcs, doing your thing, and then suddenly this fella, whose face you burnt off, comes back with a sack on his head, calls you a dick and tries to stab you. There's obviously more to it than that. Given
No, I think that's it.
just a man comes with a sack on his head, he's like, dick, just tries to shank you in the leg.
That is the game. 5 minutes in, that's what happens.
But no,
Heard it here first.
but yeah, it's nice because it's quite organic in that sense. It's not so much the world reacts to you, look, I pushed a thing over and it did this. No.
Well, yeah, it's a really good system. Yeah. I feel like it's, from looking at it, it reminds me of Assassin's Creed 1 actually. Like, it seems more like a really good idea, but not an amazing game. Like, Assassin's Creed 1 had the best idea ever, because it's like, you know, here's the gameplay, you can go kill people, but other than that, it's a pretty shit game. Like, Shadow of Mordor kind of seems the same thing for me. It seems like it's more of a demo for the Nemesis system, because you seem to be just stuck in Mordor, like, which isn't the most nice thing to look at. And, like, it's basically a game of killing orcs.
That is kind.
But I feel like if you put that into another game, that'd be really
That's
cool.
what I was touching up on earlier. I said it's a good game, but it's limited in what you do. You can make your own fun with it. Like you could in Assassin's Creed, you could push people over and shit and just kill people because. But, you know, it's limited in that sense, as you said.
So I feel Shadows of Mordor 2, quotation marks, will probably be a very, very good game if this is a good game coming.
Like, if they develop on it with feedback based upon what people have said. like that.
Maybe, you know, put it in a fucking forest as well.
Basically,
I want to see some greens.
basically change up the environment, make it a bit more expansive, make it more than just kill this orc. And yeah, it's fun for what it is, but get it in a sale.
Just calling it, is the Assassin's Creed 1 of our age. Fucking calling it. You can come back to this video in like 10 years and tell me that, you know, this new franchise called Nemesis V2 5 is the best game ever. Because this guy here, I said so.
Boom. You'll get all the credit, everyone will love you. You'll be acclaimed.
Yeah, give me money now.
That's how the games industry works.
I need a Patreon for guessing.
Please go to www. Anyway, so that's Shadow of Mordor. Moving on, part 3, or number 3, of my top 5 would have to be Hearthstone. Yeah!
Noises.
Frankly, because it's a very nice card game. It's very simple compared to other card games, and the major comparison is Magic the Gathering. And my notes here, in fact, say I'm looking at you, Magic the Gathering, because fuck, that game's complex.
And also you have to pay a fuck ton of money.
And that's
year,
my other...
They just go, oh yeah, by the way, you know your card? Nah, useless now, you can't use them.
That's another point.
But what? I bought them, they cost 30 quid. Nah, fuck off, you buy a new one for 30 quid.
That's my other point, which is it's cheap as a card game. It's easy to get into because, fuck it, you just buy a few cards and whoa. And also there's in-game purchases which you can purchase with the stuff that you get from playing. Like you get gold for winning games, and then you can use that gold to buy cards, and it's a reasonable price.
Yeah, some people do say it's very much pay to win in that aspect. The only way you can make sense of this was something that NerdCube says. It doesn't make much sense, but it kind of does in a weird way. Where like you only get a pack from every like 10 wins or something, I think is the average. And it's like looking at it like, oh shit, what, a pack every 10 wins? That's gonna take me fucking ages. That's gonna be really boring. But it's like you don't actually need those cards. Like there's a guy called Trump who actually has made decks which using the starting cards that have reached the highest rank you can get in the game. Yeah. So a lot of it isn't just about what cards you have, it's how you play and how you put those cards together.
For once, it is an ethos of get good, scrub.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's just learn how to play the game. Learn how to make your decks.
And if anything, not overcomplicating your deck with a fuck ton of gimmicks and other random cards that have special fancy effects is better.
Oh, but that's the whole point. That's the whole
point. That is the fun bit, but even then...
I lob in random legendaries into my decks to make them fun.
Even then, if you learn the fundamentals, you're probably going to do better, because you won't just be like, I'm going to throw my card out that does this, and then someone will fuck it over with like a control card, and then that's it.
Yeah, you just got to learn the cards. That's why it was actually so much easier when there wasn't actually as many cards, because you knew exactly what everyone had. Like you'd be like, it's a mage, okay, they put down a secret, it's Polymirror Entity, let's play a shit creature.
Yeah, you can read into the game a lot more, and it's a bit more strategic that way.
So that will probably happen again.
Yeah.
It will take a while.
Yeah, because there's been an expansion. We mentioned this in the last video. Go watch.
Yeah, watch it. So basically, if I just have an annotation that's permanently on.
Yeah, just put a little thing in the corner, put a little arrow that says Amos.
Basically, what I'll do is every time we mention it, I'll add a new annotation on top of that one. So we'll have the whole screen will be full of annotations. You know those old videos that used to have. Like,
oh yeah.
Look at my other video here. Oh my god, look at this. Oh my god. Press like for.
I made a cat out of ASCII characters. Quick look. Yeah, that sort of thing. Nah.
Yeah.
Either way, Hearthstone sits there at number 3, and number 2 on my list is Dragon Age Inquisition. Oh my god.
I have no clue what's gonna be 1 now. No idea.
You don't know. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, reason I like Dragon Age Inquisition and the reason it sits where it is...
Dragon asses. Dragon asses? Bear asses. Dragon asses
is
too.
Because there's a lot of things to do.
Booty.
And Amos will disagree on this in some points because he fucking hates it when you put on a fetch quest.
Yeah,
but I like it because my mind is numbed by playing many MMOs and stuff, so I enjoy running through a world and being like, look, there's flowers, let's pick up the flowers.
But my problem with the fetch quests is some of them aren't done as well as MMOs are. Like there's one, you've probably done it, strange enough, in the Hinterlands, which is get the bear claws, because they're like worsening. Killed 2 of the bears, got the 2 claws, then spent the next half an hour walking around the fucking area looking for another bear to spawn. Didn't ever spawn, gave up with the quest. And that's my problem with the fetch quests in it. They're not WoW standard. We're like, oh, get 10 bear asses. Here's 50 bears.
Yeah, they aren't as geared towards stuff. But I can disagree because I did that quest and I did it progressively. Because I got that thing. I was like, okay, and was on my way down to do another one. killed some of the bears, did the situation where you had, where I had 2 and there wasn't one, so I was like, okay, I'll move off. Went to do this other quest, came back, and there were like 3 bears there again, and I was like, okay. It's just, I think that's more of an issue of how you do it, and I think you have the...
But it's a bin.
Yes, but I think you have more mentality of, I'll do this and I'll do this until it's done.
That's how I play games.
You won't cycle around.
I set one task and do it.
Whereas I'll do everything progressively and eventually do a zone. That's probably why I enjoyed it more, because I would go around and do things whenever. I wouldn't focus solely on one thing, and it would become a task.
Always tasks. Hence why I never do fucking fetch quests. Always make sure I do the nice, interesting stuff. But some of the game is really good for walking around.
Yeah.
Like, just around the area, I walked and I found a cave. Went in, it was fucking dwarven ruins, and I walked around and killed some darkspawn and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's really cool that I just walked out and found that. But a lot of the game is fetch questy at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
There's also a point which I'm going to make, which you didn't make and haven't made because you haven't played it, but the multiplayer.
Yeah, no, I haven't even fucking touched that.
The multiplayer, I'm going to say it now, it's kind of meh. In a way.
Oh yeah, a lot of people have said it's pretty bad.
But
how are you going to make it good? Like,
yeah.
They hit the nugget on the head, as it were, when they did Mass
However,
Effect 3. Because multiplayer in Mass Effect 3 is
let me
fucking
interject.
amazing.
To begin with, it was kind of crap because there was a thin base of players to play it, and the content was added progressively. Because as you're going to say, there's so much shit to do and so many characters, and so many weapons, so many classes.
I wasn't going to say that actually.
But even so, it's a point. There is so much content, but that got really progressively added. In this, the reason multiplayer is bad is because it's grindy as shit, and there's barely any content to do, so you're doing the same content over and over to progress. So until more content's added, it'll probably get better. Yeah.
That's inherent of RPGs. It's like the reason Mass Effect did really well is because it was an action shooter. So it's basically they took the Gears of War Horde mode, made it a bit more interesting, made different enemy types, like you can face different ones, and made a lot of maps. Just went boom, there you go, do it. And the fact that they released the beta for that before and just the multiplayer beta with a tiny mini story segment, people played the multiplayer quite a bit before that, so they're kind of already invested in like, this is actually really fun, because they were like, well, I want to see what Mass Effect 3 is like, so they already played it. So a lot of people came into the game going, I'm going to play the story, but I'm also going to play the multiplayer because it's really cool and really fun.
Yeah.
So I think that helped a lot with the player base.
Regardless, though, I'm going to leave it there. It's kind of meh at the moment. It's grindy, could be better, maybe better, but...
Yeah, I'm not going to play it.
It's fair enough.
I didn't even know there was a multiplayer until you and Matt mentioned it. Like, I was legit just like playing the story mode, woohoo! And then it's like, oh, there's a multiplayer? Oh, okay. Nah, continue.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, don't give a shit.
But yeah, for some people, not for some people. Yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, that's Dragon Age Inquisition. It's there, number 2. And at number 1, anticipation. It's like Amos knows what it is anyway, because I'm a bitch and mention it every 5 seconds.
Is it Call of Duty Ghosts?
Yes, fucking love that game.
Yeah.
No, it is Dark Souls 2. Yay! And the reason that it's sat there is because it's Dark Souls 2.
You're a sadist or masochist?
It may be to do with that, but it's because it is a good game. It's fundamentally good. Some people are going to disagree with me and be like, number 1's better, but number 1 doesn't fall under the criteria of a top 5 2014 release games video. So yeah.
I did play number 1 for a good 10 minutes. So I have a good amount of experience with that game. Dark Souls 2, not really as much. Don't have much experience with that. In fact, I would say I have 0 experience.
Indeedly. But either way, I enjoy that game. I spent 201 hours on it.
Shit.
Yeah, and it's very good because the combat is just fundamentally well done. It's basically... Unlike RPGs where it's like hit the thing, like in fucking Skyrim and Elder Scrolls games, where you just kind of wail on stuff, or like in Dragon Age games where it's more ability based and shit like that, you have to dodge and move around and hit people. Which sounds really simple, but it's good.
That's why I'll probably be like, it'll be the kind of same as Metal Gear for me. I'll just be stressed out and tense all the fucking time. So I'm not sure I would like have it very high up if I did play it. Just because I'll be like, oh, I really like this game, it'd be fun, but fuck me, is it stressful.
Yeah.
Don't want this.
But then again, I enjoy that. It's a challenge, it's somewhat stressful, and it's nice. I enjoyed it. And also, second point on it, the DLCs that came out for it, they're very good. Some of the things that people have said about the game are that they just didn't like it because it didn't compare to number 1 in design, and just general flow of game, and the enemies are a bit in places, and sections of the game were just kind of crap, but the DLCs are really good.
Yeah, they seem to have done, what I've heard, they seem to have done a stand-up job by improving what they need to improve.
Yeah, so if they ever make another one, which they are making Bloodborne, but that's PS4 only, I believe.
And I think they're going back to Demon Souls next,
I
aren't they?
believe so, so it's likely going to be on the PS4 for everything. Yay! Unless they decide that the PC's been enough of a success in their market, I hope so.
Yeah, it's possible. Have to see, I guess.
Indeedly, but that's just where it sits. There's a lot of stuff to do. It's a fun game in terms of the mechanics. I like the atmosphere in the world, and yeah. Number 1.
Yeah. Anything else to sound like? I got fuck all.
Exactly. It's a bit hard for my one because some of mine you really haven't played.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but it's kind of the same for me. Wolfenstein you ain't played, and you ain't played probably other ones, right? Metal Gear.
But that was a bonus one.
Valkyria Chronicles. Ain't played that one. You should though, 'cause that game's pretty good.
And I probably will do.
Yeah, game be good. I will play Dark Souls 2 eventually, but probably wait for the HD version that's coming out.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that's a bit. But either way, if you want to get Dark Souls 2, wait until like April when it comes out. They're making a remakey, remastered version that'll come with the DLC. It's like Prepare to Die.
Game of the
Yeah,
year.
it's like the first one's Prepare to Die edition. Just get that. So yeah.
So I'm just gonna get that when that comes out. Maybe. I'm not even sure if I will. I'm not sure if I'll enjoy the game enough, but
Who knows?
never know. Time will tell. If it's on sale for £3, I'll fucking get it. Essentially.
Well, and that is that. That's my top 5. Go away.
Fuck off. That's how I end everything now.
Yeah.
So.
This is your calling card, so fuck off.